Yes, sir.
I can
It
see.
is
I can
visible.
see. Yeah.
Yes,
Exactly.
Yeah.
yes.
See the first
It
line
is
support.
visible.
So this topic I selected reason whatever I had experience over the last 4 years at the CSIR-CMERI.
Hide ka rehne de abhi.
Um, right. So my introduction has already been given, so I'm not repeating. I will come to the CMERI. Why CMERI is known? If you remember the first tractor, Swaraj was a 1969 tractor was launched in India, and that was done by CSIR-CMERI. Sonalika tractor, which you are able to see in many roads, it was done by the Sonalika. Then we also recently, in 2014, we launched another one, a small tractor, 10 HP tractor, that is a Krishi Shakti. Now we are going to launch in month of September e-tractor. Reason being that we have a lot of burden of the diesel, and the diesel price is continuously increasing. So two ways we are trying to address the problem. One is the development of the biodiesel. We have already made a number of liters of the biodiesel, and we have given to the concerned companies. They are testing, and then they are trying to give the certificate that the diesel made by us is very good. They are purchasing the diesel. We have supplied around 20,000 liter to them. In addition, we are running also the microgrid arrangement at the Ludhiana center, because we have a two unit, one in Durgapur, which is a main headquarter, and we have extension center at the Ludhiana. So Ludhiana, we have started that whole farm and a colony. Power comes from a mini grid. Mini grid has been made by the solar panels and the biodiesel generator. So we are trying to bring more and more sustainability into that. The variation in price should not happen, and we are able to get the biodiesel at a lower cost. Now, coming to the real topic of today's topic, when we visit to village, we find many things. One is that like a skill development really is working or not, I have a doubt. Reason being, the skill development center few are been made, and many people, whatever the skills are provided to related to agriculture, they are not being really monitored. And anywhere the monitoring, if the monitoring is missing, the results will not be there. And many times, like I when we started discussing about the village related parameters, then we requested few farmers to come to our field, because we have a field where we can really do a lot of research work, and we can give the results. So we went with the 50-50 version. Like we will give you the land, we will give you the machine, we will give the water, we will give everything, but you and you will overall get a 50% of the whatever the crop comes. And they have simply refused. They say, instead of that, you give us a 6,000 rupees, we are ready to work for the 6 to 8 hours or 10 hours, because the farming is highly uncertain. They felt that even whatever the research in India has done, still we have not got a solution on the real level, or which is to the user level. We have been publishing papers. We have showing a very good seeds. We are showing many things good. But when come to the real platform, real user, they are not feeling good. Whenever you give anything free to them, they are ready to reply in a very good words. They are ready to give appreciation later. But when you charge them even 10% or 20%, they are denying it. So this is my way of thinking. Whenever a person is not even ready to give a 20% of the principal cost, then what kind of product really we have developed? Even we are giving cheaper rate, still people are not ready. So we need to really think, are we doing the right research? That's why I felt that this kind of presentation is required. When we go to village, they say, sir, मेरे बच्चे को electrician बना दो, plumber बना दो, mechanic बना दो. They are ready to send off the person, ready to pay also few bucks for the training or skill development program. But they don't want to work, and then they don't find a sustainability. Another point comes when many times the word is coming, the poor farmer, poor farmer. Somehow I hate the word poor. Reason being that who is not poor? Somebody is poor in a money, somebody poor in a knowledge, somebody poor in a communication. What the farmer mentioned to me, that they don't have efficient distribution market. Like means they don't know how to whom to sell. Government has taken many measures. Now coming to the poor feeling, that I felt many times, I start feeling we have developed so many products. Where is a market? If we are not getting market, shall we treat ourselves also poor? Shall I say my scientists are poor, director is poor, something like that? So it's not. So poor word should be removed from villages or farmers. There is something like there's a the D-link between there is a connection problem. People who really need it, we are not caring, and people for whom we require a promotion and all, we do things for that. In other words, whatever research we are doing only for top 10% to try to please them, and the remaining bottom 90% people, we are not really doing research. We are not doing the things. Now coming to the water harvesting, many times if you read the reports, we have done tremendous work. India has done, but what about the villages? Are they really implementing it? I find now it is not. Coming to rural load, again we find a number of publications, number of labs are claiming we have well made roads, but just when you go to the villages, it is not there. It's again same kind of the problem, whatever the earlier they were facing. Maybe better, slightly improved, I agree. But if they improved, then the slope will not be there. That means there is no engineering on that. If we go with the complete engineering, if we go with the research, the roads will be really very fantastic, and many times the cost of the making roads also will be relatively lesser. So something I believe that even though we have we are producing many engineers in India, but things are not happening, or maybe many things in India are not engineered. They are made, but they are not engineered. So better with this kind of conference, we can send a message to the number of people there something is missing. Similarly, come to the STP, and you talk to the villager, do you have STP? They say, what is that, sir? We don't have a toilet, you're asking the STP. So that's the one point. And many we have made villages also, and then the toilets also. From that, where the water really goes, is it really going to some lake? Is it really going to some river where the water is getting really going? So either we have to have a holistic view, whatever we make, we should have a complete in each and every sense. You know about them as drinking water, they don't understand the drinking water. They understand water. They say, हाँ सर 2 या 10 दिन के बीच में एक बार आता है. And एक बार आता है means how many hours we don't know. So drinking water is more like out of question. They drink water even directly from a lake, and the cows are also drinking, their gods also drinking water. So we are really far away from a reality. And community harvesting, because it is many times rent based, they say sir free में दे देंगे तो करेंगे, and rent based, then only the good farmers or bigger farmers they are able to do. So this is the reality. Now let's come to the 2 villages, and which we took a complete study on village 1 and village 2, the Khamar and Sirkabad. Both are in Purulia, which is in West Bengal. First, I did not have earlier idea what was the meaning of the village. I thought it will be big, but now this village has only 364 population on the families. Population is roughly 1800. Which is many times lesser than one colony, and I'm sure that it is much lesser than SVNIT itself. And they have a literacy rate also low. Even though you say literacy rate means many times they know how to write the chart. Now, effective thing, many times the electricity is there, but they are not able to pay the electricity. Interesting thing is that they are able to pay their mobile bills. They are happy with their mobile, but they are not ready to pay for electricity. If they want to really charge their mobile, it will go around 5 kilometers, 10 kilometers on cycle. They will charge the mobile, but they don't pay the electricity. So these are some sort of real problems, and they say that many times they are basically dependent on agriculture. Agriculture is uncertain. बारिश होगा तो agriculture हो जाएगा, नहीं तो नहीं होगा. But question comes, do we really in India and then the cities really worry about the rain? Or we have a really good mechanism to store water, continuously use it throughout the year? If we are in a city, we are able to do it, then why not in villages? The one question comes, sir, the agriculture requires a lot of water, 80%. And then another thing, when you really see that many times the water is getting seeped into the sand again. That means only the top, maybe say maximum 1 feet, the water is being utilized. After that, it moves back, percolated back to the underground water. So what is really energy loss to the India? They pump out water first, and then they put in the field, and again the water goes back to the same ground level. And unfortunately, it takes also pesticides with that. So whatever the water quality, maybe underground water quality, is continuously going in a wrong way, or maybe more and more pollutions are coming, or more contaminations are coming. So again, we really required engineering, and half of the people are interested to collect the wood so that they can use the biomass. When we have been talking about LPG, we are talking about the solar chullas and all, and then this is what happened, that many people are using still very old tradition of the collecting wood and using that wood. So when you process or you use as it is a wood, or you chip off in a one way, or even you shade to some extent, still wood cannot burn its own completely. It will be incomplete combustion. That means even the village, now suppose I say, why shall I worry about the village today? I am happy in my city, I am sitting in a Surat, I will be very, very happy. I don't have pollution level problem. But what will happen? This air, there's no boundary, there's no physical boundary to the air. If village is getting more and more pollution, it will come to the cities also. That means at least we start working on a sustainability. We say that there should not be any pollution anywhere. So are we ready for this kind of research? There will not be returns. There will be a lot of frustration, and that is what I'm trying to address. These are the issues. Let's take another village which has slightly more number of people, like a 6,288. Again, I'm assuming that it is a very much lesser than any of the institution. Literacy rate is by and large similar. Electricity has been provided to all the houses, and they are happy with electricity, but kind of the village, what kind of the housing they have, they are in a problem. And again, they don't want to really go in agriculture, or another word, farmer doesn't want his kid to be farmer. They are pushing their kid, bhaiya bahar jao. You something, some other thing, you become electrician, that's far better. So this is what we say, that when the father feels that my job is not correct and not good, then how agriculture will be sustained in the long run? And whatever they are really cultivating, they don't have all the ways to process it. So that's something is wrong. Now even the jaggery is one of the very and easiest way, but they don't know how to really make a perfect jaggery. They still are using very crude methods, and they don't get returns. If you go with the crude the manufacturing method, it will be not sellable in a market. So question comes, are we really having engineering India, or we have a more people who do the jugaad kind of thing? And it has also been mentioned that 50% people have got LPG, but they have a cylinder. Whether they fill it, they don't fill it, that's a subjective thing. If they have money, sometime they go and they buy, even the subsidized rate of the LPG, still they are not able to buy. And they more or less use a biomass, which is again a crude. It is really causing a lot of pollution, a lot of CO. And the things are linked now. If there is a more CO content, and then people cannot burn, cannot cook this outside, then naturally this kind of pollution is going to really hurt, or maybe can create a more lungs problem in the youngsters. Maybe baby of 1 year, 2 year, 3 year, the mortality rate is coming down. Number of diseases are increasing. Medical expenditure is also increasing. So can we really do good engineering? Now, that's why I brought a design thinking. I felt the product design concept is not really working for the village. We need to come up with some different thing, and then design thinking is a more like a suitable approach, which is we can say is a much more practical and then innovative approach. I have been teaching innovation in IIT Bombay and IIT Delhi, but I felt now that this is a move to time to come up with a design thinking, because we require many more things. We have been concentrating earlier on engineering. Economics, we try to reduce the cost, but price itself is a very, I would say, that is subjective. If there is a more demand, price will increase. If there is no much demand, price will come down. So the price itself or the cost of the product itself is subjective, because many scientists, many people make some product. Sir, I have made this product the 60% cost and they feel very happy. Many times the product itself is made at a 20%, because there is a market, the company increases price to significantly. So if instead of 20%, some scientists or some faculty made at a 40% or 50%, is it really a good thing? Market will not accept. So this is what we need to learn. Another one is that environment, whatever I make, do have a definite life cycle? Am I able to really dispose of? That has become of the big way, because many times we are putting on the solar panel, we are pushing the solar panel in a big way. Do we have a really safe way to dispose of the solar panel also? Do we have a sustainable recovery, or when we try to go for the disposing of, we have to spend too much more money? If we have to spend a lot of money on the disposing of the solar panel, why not we bring that at the beginning itself? That will give me the overall economics, and economics to keep an environment in perfect condition. So this is what we require. Another thing what I felt that many times the products are failing in villages is because of the traditional knowledge. We feel that, oh, we have developed a product, it will work for the 2 months, it will work for the 5 months, it may work for 6 months. After that, who is going to maintain it? If villagers are able to maintain, then naturally either we need to provide a very good amount of the number of skill hours to them, or we need to go with their knowledge, what they know, and make a product according to that. As per my successful, my thinking is that successful product can be launched when we go with their traditional knowledge, how they are really working and how much they know, and make the product according to that. This is what I'm trying to say. And last one is a territory. Every village is different. Every kasbah is different. Every block is different. If we go with a one tool, we say that this is the only way, or one size fits all, it will not work in our India. So are we ready to go with a territorial specific need of the society? And based on that, I can say yes, because when I was in MIT, I learned axiomatic design. I understood the uncoupled design, something like that. It's say we can go with a modular design concept, and that's why I'm trying to give what is a modular design and modular uncoupled design. This is the example. Maybe I have quoted earlier also in one of the conference. I'm repeating it again. Let's take example of the conventional faucet. Conventional faucet, we have a two tap. One is a cold water tap, one is a hot water tap. And then when we analyze this design, we feel that this is a coupled design. What is the reason for coupling design? Reason we require a flow and we require temperature, and we need to fiddle with both the taps. Whenever we are fiddling with both the taps, naturally the failure rate will be more, wastage of water will be more, and it is not a really good design. Now, if I instead of think this one, if I go with the uncoupled design, which is now available in the market, we have two different walls. We can say either proportional wall, whatever the name you want to tag is fine. So here the hot water and cold water is separate, mixing is separate, and flow rate separate. So this is what we say is the uncoupled design. Whenever you go with the uncoupled design, whenever component fails, a particular component fails, you need to replace only that. And maintenance is much easier. It will be giving a very good results. So whenever we are launching at the initial level product, it should be uncoupled, it should be modular. That's what we are telling. However, to compete with other market, let's take example of the China market or Taiwan market or Korea market. Then we need to come back to the decoupled design. That means we make a modular and we go to the villages and we say what you want. We connect according to that and we practice. Let's take example of the pyrolyzer. Pyrolyzer we have developed, and then we know the pyrolyzer is required temperature 400 to 600 degree, and then it takes almost 4 hours to cool down. Now this cooling time, if I can utilize the heat or recover the heat, it will give the better results. So let's take another example, what we call as the vermicompost. Vermicompost is a good process, but many times vermicompost, the way India has been given, the pathogens do not get killed. If you use that kind of vermicompost for the fertilizer in the field, and many times we have found that overall crop gets damaged. That's why the many time people feel, oh no, this is organic farming is not good. It is very costly. We need to use many pesticides, or maybe you need to use herbicides. So now this is a question coming. If I have a integrated plan, I can use this energy to really kill the pathogens of this vermicompost. So if I'm able to connect, the cost will come down, but it will turn out to be a decoupled design. It will not be called uncoupled design. So that's why I felt that territorial based design is the important, and that's what the design thinking says. You think from each and every angle. You think from their maintenance, you think from the overall effectiveness, you think from economics point of view. So we have done a couple of works, and then if you see the CSIR-CMERI technologies, we have developed an extensive number of technologies related to water. We have a drinking water related technology. We have some sort of healthcare device. We have a number of devices related to agriculture. We have a number of devices related to energy harvesting. Post-harvesting, we have done good work. Even the transportation, particularly villages, we have done work. And coming to the waste management, we have also done the work. But question comes, will this technology fit in villages? And answer is says that no. We have done all engineering. Everything is a technology-based products, but it is not a territorial product. It's not a village-based product. For village, again, we need to bring the design thinking to really make it perfect. This is showing all the product. Now, initially, we say that circular economy was a good word and it was moving around. So we made complete concept related to circular economy. Whatever the wastage of one, it will be utilized by other. What is the wastage of other, it will be utilized for third wastage will be utilized for fourth wastage will be utilized. So it is basically a cycle. Come back to the zero. That means no environmental pollution, cost will be lesser. This is what we felt. But again, we found that everywhere, everything is not required. You require only the few things. Like recently, the one scheme was launched as a 15 lakh rupees for the biogas plant or waste management. So many villages opted for that. Of course, we have done work for them also, but it's not a complete in this manner. It's not a circular economy. Whatever they wanted, we rigged up according to that. So it is basically kind of different technology grouped together and given to them so that they can get benefit according to that. That's what again I'm saying design thinking. Now what we have done, we initially were thinking about the creating job using the waste management, water management and all. But when we discuss and then we try to provide this kind of services to the municipal corporation and all, and they say, sir, please don't talk to us with a job. You take money and then you try to give a results. So again, there's some sort of a disconnectivity. One end, government feels the jobs requirement is there, but when you try to give a job to the people through your product, they are not accepting. So there is again some sort of a gap which is not really launching the good technology into the market. And sometimes they say that you need to take a 5-year maintenance, you need to take a 15-year maintenance, which is out of the scope. The director term itself is a 5 years, 6 years. And after 3 years or 4 years, he launches the technology and somebody say, give me the commitment minimum 5 years, where he will go. So these are some sort of hitches. That's why the technologies are not going. We require much more design thinking. We require really education at every level so that this kind of problems are not there. Similarly, we develop e-kiosk. Now, e-kiosk was also developed in terms of the regional language here in Bengali. And then still people find it's very difficult to read. We assume that maybe when you go to the village, they will be able to understand, maybe they're able to understand. So then what we say, the first write and then start giving as an audio system also. Still people don't find that the knowledge is really important for them. 3 साल के बाद आएगा कुछ result क्या करना है, something like that. So again there is some sort of the hitches, and I find it is really required to educate. The skill development is also inherent part of the development of the product. What we recently, as the Prime Minister said, that vocal about the local, we have been doing since last 2 years. Maybe we need to really put more efforts so that all the local resources can be utilized in a best way, because those are available. Transportation cost is coming down now, particularly the Make in India concept or ban on the number of foreign products. It may give a good results to us when we go with this. Now, this now coming to the business model, many times whenever you go to the market, every time they will ask you what is the business model. Whatever the product you say, what is the business model is the first thing. That even I have addressed recently in MSME is what is the business model. So when you come to the design thinking, it has a number of business models. Again, one model will not fit in each case. Let's take example of the Mizoram. We have developed post harvesting processing center in Mizoram. The NGO or government was not ready to pay money or the invest money in that, because it is a complete technology of the CMERI. So they would jointly open a center. That's now we know as a CSIR-CMERI CIDR center. An NGO is operating. So we have installed all the machines, and we are learning. We are learning through the failures. If any machine fails, we are trying to address that. So this is basically launching product and learning. We are not expecting results. We are saying it is really enriching our knowledge. If you see in another word, like when the faculty joins SVNIT, we pay him salary and then we give research grant also. So money is given to the concerned faculty. Now concerned faculty is supposed to generate knowledge to the student and then through some knowledge to the research. Now this knowledge should be sufficient to regenerate money with a multiplier factor. But it is really happening. When I started working on this model, I felt, oh, no, it's 90%, it is not working. Maybe 10% are exceptional, that is working. So this is basically a change in thinking. The way you start thinking, products will come in better and better form. So I'm requesting all to start thinking whenever we are taking salary and whenever we are getting research fund, either from a DST, DBT, whatever. And if you assume that annually we are charging getting 50 lakh or 30 lakh or 20 lakh from a government, are we really giving 20 lakh back to the government? In one way or another way, we can say yes, we have done 2 publications, we have done good product knowledge, but is this knowledge good enough to generate a multiplier factor for the money? That means I should be able to generate more money than what has been invested on me. However, it is not really happening in many cases. As I say, maybe 10% will be exceptional, or maybe little more in one institute, little less in other institute. But it is a factor is more or less similar kind of thing. So there's a need to rethink what is really happening. Is it appropriate or not? Now, this is what we have done at the Mizoram level. And we are happy to inform that a number of farmers really got a very help. Last year, there was some sort of landsliding. Many farmers lost the crop. Lost the crop in the sense because it was going in the drain. It was going, the complete ginger crop was going in drain. They were ready to sell in 50 paisa. Now this NGO has said that she paid around 10 rupees per kg. So it has a really help in economy. It has really helped to them. Now 50 to 60 people are employed. So indirectly it is giving. So if I say CSIR-CMERI, then the social economic effect, it is working perfectly. But if I say come to only economic, it is not working. So we need to concern about the society and economics, and we need to come up with a parameter. Just talking is not going to give results. That's like one of the study was done on a CMERI 2 tractor with the Swaraj tractor and this Sonalika tractor. And what concern the person has given that overall returns are more than 10,000 crores socio-economic effect, which is more than till today whatever money has been spent on the CMERI. So that way, socio-economic point of view, it is really giving wonders. But if you talk in a direct business, we don't have that kind of business. So indirectly, we are going to the NGO. We are trying to help to the society. They are getting income. They are getting sustainability. So this is one of the model. Don't assume that money, whatever the technology which you have made, it will give the returns. It can give a returns in indirect way. So we are ready with this kind of business model also. Now another one, when we have developed a product and we got a success, now here the vertical thinking is required. Whatever the dryer I made, whatever the slicing unit I made, whatever the washing unit I made, are really according to the design. Are they coupled or decoupled design? Here the independent design will not work, because without washing, slicing will not work. Without slicing, cabinet will not work. So whatever the energy wastage in the washing shall be utilized by slicing. So whatever the energy wastage by slicing or material wastage, it should be utilized by next. So here the integration comes. So that's why again the design thinking, we need to go with some sort of coupling, because we are selling as a one unit. But if villagers say, no, I want only the dryer, then the design will change. If I want only the slicing unit, the design will change. So this is a very, very subjective. If somebody says, oh, I have done wonderful job, my job is over. No. Whenever we say we have done job, we have made a product, that day the work starts from that day. It is not a completion, it's a start. Now, another point which we have learned, maybe when we were teaching the BTech students, and we are going through the various micro industry, we find the jugaad in India is very famous, and many people know how to bring a functional design, but they don't know how to go to vertical level and how to enhance the efficiency of each. So here academic institution can play a major role. Instead of directly going for the new product, come up with a vertical thinking, like it's like a hair slicer. Now slicer coating is done perfectly, or the blade is not getting blunt at all. That is going to give a good design. That is what we're going to be the maintenance free. And there the maintenance, whenever the word comes, the tribology plays a major role. So if you look at all the jugaad, if you come up with a tribology and improve the performance, returns are very fantastic. It is really people are ready to pay. Now here in this initially we pay given this unit free of cost. And second time somebody says that we want this unit, we say no, you need to give installation cost, and the people have paid also. That means they have utilized that there is a some worth of this. So they have paid, maybe instead of 10 lakh rupees, they pay around 3 lakh rupees for installation, transportation and all. So that's a second business model. Once you go to the society and your product is good and it is proven, then you can start getting some returns on that. But you need to continuously improve. You can't say I have developed and stop. Cannot work that way. These are some other things. Now they have mentioned that whatever the juice bottling plant we installed there, they are really getting good returns out of that. Similarly, we have developed now a new center, Arunachal Pradesh. Again, Mizoram experience is not going to Arunachal Pradesh. Now new government say, why do I believe in others? If you place this in our premises, we will do. Now they are handling the maintenance part, that this Arunachal center, and we have installed the machines. And coming to the one more important thing is a hospital waste management. We have developed complete technology, because we know very well the hospital related infections are huge. Even in Canada say that the people health is deteriorated 10 to 15% when they visit the hospital, or maybe 10 to 15 people get an infection one way or another way. So we felt that why not we go with a effective hospital wastage mechanism, because as per the rules, as per the guideline, some company will take bring some packet, or will put in those things in their packet and take away. And it has been reported more than 50% packets are not really delivered appropriately. So can we come up with a technology? We have developed a technology, we have got a good results. Now here is a hitch. There is another business model required. What is a certificate? And now here CMERI gets a certificate, it will not be valid. Wherever the company or state applies or install, they need to get a separate certificate. And certificate doesn't come without cost. Here the cost is coming. So that's what of the bottleneck. That's why we are not able to really still launch a product. It was developed around 1.5 years back. Completely we are able to demonstrate in our premises, but when you go to outside, they are little hesitant. What will be the uncertainty, or what will be the risk in this case? If there is something going wrong, will the company or hospital will be closed? So this is a major thing, and wherever there is a more and more uncertainty, we need to have a different kind of business model, and we need to come up with a better and better result. So I have already mentioned that we have a centralized mechanism throughout India. More or less, the state government or central governments are taking decisions. Now, but if you go to decentralized way, If you go to the block level of panchayat, it is going to give very good results. And the decentralized method we already done, biogas plant and related things, we found results are very good. So decentralization is working. Whenever we are working with the R&D institute, or maybe decentralized model of the village is working well whenever they are working with R&D lab or academic institutions. When it comes to centralized, papers move, but results are not there. So that's a one point. So whatever the Prime Minister mentioned, a vocal for the local, if it is really turning out to be very good, I think we appreciate it a lot. If we are able to utilize technical knowledge or skills of the local people there, that's going to give a change in India. Now, this is another business model we have filed with the Manipur government. They don't want to buy technology from us. They say, can you play as a consultant to us? So we are also ready. That means you have developed a technology, you understood everything. Now they will flow the some sort of tender, and then you need to play business as a consultant to which machine should be selected, why machine should be selected. So this is another model. So this business model also working well. Now, towards the last the few slides, I'm just trying to show you the waste management. Now, CSIR-CMERI has developed integration of the waste management technology in a very big way, and particularly for COVID. We have waste management with a completely UV treated thing. It goes slice by slice. You bring any packet, it will be torn inside the automation plant which we have developed. It gives a fantastic results. It separates a biodegradable material. It separates inert material. It separates the plastic material. And we have developed a complete thing. And I'm just trying to show these things. And the only thing is, again, I'm trying to say, whenever we go state level or even go to district level, implementing this kind of plant is very difficult. Reason being, the decision lies in somebody who is not. Okay, is the time over, or there was something?
Yes, sir. Please kindly conclude the session. We are.
Okay. So this is what I'm just saying, that we have developed this kind of technology. We have developed a number of COVID-related technologies. This is another business model I come with. When we made a face mask, there was sudden demand, and we could hand over almost 1 lakh masks to the concerned people, like a bank people, DSP, and all. There are local organizations here. They took it, and then whatever the profit came on this, it was distributed to the tailors. So we could really create a good job. More than 200 family got benefited, and similarly the NGO have got benefited with the soap and sanitizer. So we have a long list. We have mechanical ventilator, which is very much required now. We have soap cum water dispensing, which is a very good features. Maybe I have this slides already. It has been advertised and covered in newspapers. So this is what we was mentioned, one trolley. So here we have a H card, similar kind of thing. It has also been covered in news. Ventilator, and now this is what I just wanted to share. Maybe if you just see the videos are available. Is the video available? Is it visible?
Yes, sir. It is visible.
Yeah. Okay. So this is what we develop the mob control vehicle. We have developed 3 mob control vehicle. Heavy category already was tested and presented to the society meeting. Tractor we have developed has been tested by CRPF. They have done all the trials. That but compact MCV we already have developed, and we are waiting for the final trial from CRPF. So these are the vehicles. It's not only we are working for the society, but we are also working with the ministries, and we are working with the defense. We have a number of projects with the OAP. Now here again we are bringing the design thinking, because if you feel that the many times the requirements are coming, they want a vehicle in 3 months. You design everything, give, and it takes more than 9 months to take a decision. So these are also the kind of hitches, and we know very well whatever we think today, tomorrow we may not be thinking in the same manner. So we don't have to really get frustrated, because the mind is dynamic. Whatever the thought today, tomorrow it may shift something else, or maybe when initially people used to say the project may be 3 years. I feel now after coming here, the project doesn't mean 3 years, it can be 3 months. So if you are really having a speed, and if you are able to develop a product at a much faster pace, that's going to give a good results to India. If you take a 3 years, many times, when the people will go abroad, again, the Make in India concept will not work. People will import the service, then they will buy in 3 months. Because the people, whenever they feel very needy, then only they buy. Though they don't go in a very futuristic model, oh, I will be requiring after 10 years this product. No. Whenever there's a need, they immediately say that they need, and then we need to make this product. I'm just trying to show one last video, maybe then I'll close it. That is about one of the major problem in India is the manual scavenging. That's a major problem into the cities also, and many deaths happen, and many mostly the sewage drains are filled with the sewage, and the cleaning is very difficult. So we are now developing a product which will be soonly launched. I hope video.
Yes, yes, sir, visible.
Yeah, it is visible.
One of the interesting thing I want to just show here, it is in a colony itself. I was not knowing that colony doesn't have a good drainage system or good the sewage system. It's strange for me also. I thought that municipal corporation, they really do good job. But here you can see one side, one drain is completely full. Go 15 meters away from that, the drain is completely empty, not a single water drop. That means this whole water, whatever was coming through sewage, it is going to the underground of houses only. So this is another worry. And all the pipes which have been they used, because I started examining after the found the problem, these pipes are more or less made of the mud. And then they clean drains using the iron rods, or they use a bamboo. Even the cleaning 2-3 times is sufficient to tear or maybe crack the pipe. And after that, we know very well, water will seep into the foundation. So our building, if we are getting termites, if we are getting more diseases, I think it's one of the reasons. That's why I'm just trying to show. These are the strangers, and they say that when you do the real engineering, you do the really design thinking, many new things come out. Again, just I wanted to mention to you that you can see the inlet and outlet just at the bottom. And then vertically, the cleaning this drain is not difficult. It takes lesser than 4 minutes to clean everything. It's not that real challenge. Many devices are available in the market. They say vertically they can clean. But real challenge comes when there are horizontal pipes and that those pipes are blocked. And that was already indication one drain is completely full, other drain, next drain is completely empty. Naturally, there is something wrong in a horizontal pipe. So that's what we have developed a technology for that purpose. And another thing is that when you try to suck the water, and then the water, the volume is huge. It's almost 10,000 liter in a 1 hour. What you do? You require a very big tank, and people are not ready to pay money for that tank also. So here what we thought that when we are sucking the water, can we on site clean that water also, and try to think about reuse of that water. So I'm just trying to show that. This is another filter system which we have made in between the pipe. Is something like if the heavy debris, a bigger block, maybe say 4-inch pebble or 5-inch pebble, something comes, that gets stopped. It should not tear our pump mechanism or the pump impeller. So this also has been done. It is quite a new, and we are not seen anywhere in the world. My earlier video also we are not seen anywhere in the world. So we are pioneer in this too. So that's why I'm just trying to show how really things work. Now, whatever the water which we are filtering, that going to use same in same drain, then the results are very good. Otherwise, result will not be useful. There is another point when opposite side there is no water coming, so we have used our robot. Robot goes with the camera and tries to take a snap. And when robo enter from other side, we are able to see there are some sort of the blockage. And robo has a certain dimension. When it reaches to the certain demand, the blockage, after that it is not able to move. Otherwise, we need to clean everything. And a strange thing is that lot of tar is also into this. Lot of mud is also there, or the mud particularly which has addition property. So more or less, drains in India are getting blocked because of this kind of adhesion mechanism. Again, was a part of the troubleshooting. That adhesion happens to the pipe inner pipe, and the reduction of the diameter happens. So naturally, we need to go ahead with erosion wear, and then we need to erode it, intentionally erosion. So again, the tribology comes. First, the adhesion is happening, and we need to erode it. It is the last one. I'm trying to show that through water, whatever we clean, we are using the jet to clear it. So same water, filter water, is been utilized to clean the drain and give the complete solution. And because the drain is completely covered, you will not be able to see. So we have done a more other simulation in other pipe. I'm demonstrating that also. So I think I have taken more time. Thank you for giving presenting, and I'll conclude. Yeah.
Okay, thank you very much, Professor Hirani, sir. You have given very nice lecture regarding the rural design thinking on rural sustainable development, new technology. Also, you convey the message to young researchers. Thank you very much on behalf of our organized committee. We really thank you from bottom of heart. And in future, anytime we wish also again to meet again.